You're trying to lose body fat, but you don't know where to start with meal prep. Maybe you're a wee bit overwhelmed thinking, am I going to have to give up my whole Sunday now batch cooking all my meals from scratch? Well, the good news is you don't. And in this video, I'm going to give you some simple tips that will make staying on track that bit easier. So step number one, plan it in. If you want to do your meal prep, you have to treat it like it's a training session or a hair appointment or a doctor's appointment. Be specific and give it a clear time slot. 10 a.m. Sunday morning, 7 p.m. Wednesday evening, whatever the case is. The clearer you can be with this, the greater the likelihood you are of actually following through with it. From there, you can set an alarm on your phone 5 minutes before that time to give you the extra reminder, or you can do what I do and put it into Google Calendar. This way you'll get the extra nudge to follow through with it. So once you've identified your slot, what do you actually do? And as I said at the start, you don't need to batch cook everything from scratch. It's ultimately about making life that bit easier for you. So the first bit of meal prep I would do, and probably the most important, is batch cook your protein sources. Most people really struggle to hit the protein target as it is. So if you have quick and easy sources readily available, it's going to be a lot easier for you to do that. By batch cooking the protein sources, that's the most time consuming part of your dinner and your lunch already prepared. So for me, what I'll do is I'll batch cook some chicken fillets. I'll put some in the fridge for immediate access, and then I'll put the rest in the freezer. When I run out, I can just take a new batch out and that'll do me. By doing this then, you have quick and easy access for a sandwich, for example, at lunchtime. You can take a fillet out of the fridge, take a bagel out of the cupboard, throw some salad along with it, and you have a lunch in 30 seconds. For dinner, again, that's the most time consuming part of the meal prepared. If you take out your fillet, add it to the pan, throw in some frozen veg, throw in a 2-minute rice into the microwave, and there you go. You have a high protein, high fibre dinner prepared in minutes. Now, it doesn't just have to be chicken. You can do this for fish or beef or whatever. And if you take one thing from this video, let it be that. Staying on the lines of protein, have other sources readily available. Good whey protein powder, 0% fat Greek yogurt, protein yogurts, protein puddings, tins of tuna, packaged meats. These things are very easy to just grab and go, and will make staying on track and hitting your protein target so much more straightforward. Then when I think about quick and easy carb sources, I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I boiled rice. So if you're like me and you want something quick, stock up on your 2-minute microwave pouches. Taste great, and they're an absolute godsend. If you don't fancy boiling potatoes, again, you can use the microwave ones. They're done in 7 minutes. Oats are another fantastic option, high in fibre, don't take too long to cook either. It's often demonised when people are trying to lose weight, but bread. And then finally, something that most people don't get enough of anyway, fruit and veg. If you have a bag of frozen veg in the freezer, you can just add this along to your dinners with very little prep time. You can do the same then for your fruit. Not only is it cheaper, but it's going to last so much longer. The next tip I would give you, use ready meals. These are another thing that are often demonized online, and yes, a home cooked meal would probably be better, but if that ready meal allows you to stay within your calories and as a result drop some body fat, then it's a net positive. There's so many different brands available and they're always pretty low in calorie and pretty high in protein. Now, one criticism I could have of them, especially if you're a male, is that they mightn't be overly filling. So what you could do there is add some frozen veg along with it, maybe add some baby potatoes along with it, and this will increase the volume of the meal without necessarily increasing the calories too much. The final point I will give you is to keep it simple and be lazy with it. What do I mean be lazy? When you're in a fat loss phase, know that this isn't forever. There's a short-term period of restriction where we have to eat less calories to get the result we're after. Once you're back in maintenance, you have more calories to enjoy and you have more flexibility. So rather than scrolling through TikTok and saving hundreds of different recipe ideas, identify 1 or 2 breakfasts for yourself, 1 or 2 lunches, maybe 3 or 4 dinners. Then just rinse and repeat them during the week. So one breakfast might be overnight oats. Next option might be an egg white omelette with turkey rashers. Not only will this massively reduce your prep time, also reduce your decision fatigue around having to think about different meals. Now, if you're trying to freshen things up, keep the blueprint the same, but plug and play certain ingredients. So what do I mean by that? Ideally, every meal needs to have a protein source, a carb source, and some colour, i.e. some fruit or veg. Now, yes, we want to have some fats in there across the day as well. Most people will likely be hitting their minimum target anyway. So let's say for one of your dinners, you have the pre-cooked chicken fillet, some mixed peppers for your colour, some microwave rice for your carb source. If you were to change the sauce for that dish, let's say you have soy sauce one day, the next day you go for sriracha. That can be enough to make it feel like a different meal. Want more change? You might think, okay, I'm going to take out the chicken fillet and I'll throw in maybe some prawns. Again, something that doesn't take a huge amount of time to cook. You might sub out the rice for noodles. You might sub out the mixed peppers for green beans. So if you follow that template, you're going to be likely hitting your targets, both in terms of protein and fibre, and it's going to make staying on track so much easier. So they're my top tips for meal prep. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I post videos, I guess, every week. See you in the next one.